we envisage that there will be volunteers and designated community pharmacies where our citizens, wherever they live, or the CHIPS compounds, will be required to go and take their blood pressure, check their sugar, because like was said by the UNICEF director, these diseases are preventable. And even if they have an onset, if you detect it early, you can have a favorable outcome if it's detected early. And so the primary health care would have community volunteers who will go from house to house occasionally, maybe every 3 months, every 6 months, and just take people's blood pressure, check their sugar level and all that. We'll have a program where women, are able to detect lumps earlier to be able to get treatment in case they are developing breast cancer, and so many of these other things. So I think there should be a linkage between Mahama Care and the primary health care program when we launch it. But more especially, a lot of these diseases are caused by ignorance in terms of our lifestyles and all that. And so we must also, as part of the Ghana Medical Trust Fund program, launch a very strong awareness campaign so that people will know what the trigger factors for these non-communicable diseases are. I understand that some of them are genetic because you can inherit it from your parents in your genes, but a far greater number are lifestyle diseases. They are acquired, they are not genetic. And so if people just know, what their disposition is and they are able to make changes in their lifestyle, I'm sure that we should be able to bring down, the level of disease burden that we currently are seeing. I want to thank our brother from Calbank for the very good testament he made about the need for support by corporate Ghana in this particular exercise. And I want to encourage corporate Ghana, businesses, the mines, the banks, and all the other companies that this Ghana Medical Trust Fund program is coming to help are your clients who save their money in your banks. There are clients who do business with you. And indeed, they are not only your clients, they are even your own staff. Some of your staff have died, from breast cancers and diabetes and all that. If you give anything, you're giving it not just to help people, but to help your own clients and your customers and your own staff. And so I'd like to encourage all corporate Ghana, that is private sector and state sector, to annually devote a portion of their community social responsibility to Ghana Medical Trust Fund, because it's going to do a lot of good to our country. I want to assure Prophet Adanu that while he was speaking, the many suggestions he was throwing out, I turned quietly to the Minister of Health and asked, "Are you taking notes?" And he quickly took his paper and started writing. So, Prof, you can be sure that note has been taken of the suggestion you made. And we want to thank you for that. I want to thank Professor Aite, who's been my long-standing friend and mentor, for the contribution he made. Prof. Aite is a retired, and maybe I'll make a few remarks before I inflict the official speech on you. It mimics almost exactly what the minister said, but I want to say I can empathize with what she's going through, because she's just one of many of our citizens and countrymen and women who are going through what she just talked about. And the perception was that if you were rich, it was a disease for the rich. Hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, diabetes were diseases of the rich. But increasingly, we see that it's inflicting more the persons who are much poorer and can least afford to be able to manage those diseases. And that's why the Ghana Medical Trust Fund has come at the right time. I have a personal connection to non-communicable diseases, and that is because my father died in 2001, and he died of prostate cancer. My mother died in 2016, and she died of complications of high blood pressure and diabetes. My stepmother died of breast cancer. I lost a friend and somebody who worked for me last year. We celebrated 1 year since she passed. I'm sure most of you know Mahama. She died of breast cancer. And currently, I have a staff in my office whose son is in his 30s and is on dialysis, is suffering kidney failure. And so these are not things that are far away from us. These are things that are close to us. These are loved ones that we're talking about. And so like prostatitis, and we must not see them as statistics. We must see them as real lives that we need to touch and help. But there's the even sadder story of one of my